saw it as a way to bring small businesses and entrepreneurs together after COVID and kind of repurpose, refocus, help them to pivot their business models. We ended up having to shift our idea for an in-person conference to a virtual conference, which is why we hosted Ben Winchester. He spoke a lot about our rural communities because I do think COVID has highlighted the need to focus internally on our rural areas and strengthen those areas. We saw the shortages at the grocery stores. We saw issues with supply chains. We still see it with our local, processors, our food processors, our meat processing facilities. So I think that the shift is really now shifted back to how do we strengthen our local economy so when something like this happens, it's not such a devastation that the community feels, but that we have a response to it almost, pre-planned and in the works. And then we envision these folks sharing all of the information that they've gathered over the last, 9 months, or at that point it'll almost be 12 months, that we've been into the crisis, a little bit more, maybe 15 months. And they'll share those experiences. And, Nikki, that owns Canny Boots, Nikki Edmondson, her teaser kind of for the conference is, COVID was a really hard year for everybody, and me included, but my business did better than it did the year before. So what did I learn from that, and what did I take from that, and how did I grow and expand my footprint in my business? She'll share those kinds of things at Rise and Restore. And that's what we're hearing from a lot of people is it seems like the spectrum is either their business did really well during COVID, or they saw growth in another opportunity that they were able to pivot to, or their business is really hurting and they really need the support and the help.
Do you see anything in your 7-county area that's different than like what you hear in the national news, or does it seem like the pain is the same?
I think that maybe our pain was a little bit less at the beginning than you saw nationally. I think it took it a little bit longer to hit here, like it did when it hit nationally, like New York and the East Coast, and some of our colleagues that we exchanged emails with or had conversations with. It hit really fast there, and it was almost instantaneous. Where here, I think, the business owners at first, I don't think we braced for how severe it was going to be. And once it did happen, once the shutdown happened and all the businesses were closed and people had to shift the way that they were doing business, I think it was somewhat shocking to our economy and to our regional area. And I do know that from talking to people across the region, they've banded together. There's a lot of collaboration. There's a lot of business supporting other businesses. There's a lot of, community effort to support the smaller businesses, to, buy gift cards or to order dinner once or twice a week, or just to reach out and say, how are you doing as a neighbor and a community member? And I think, I don't know, I know that it happens in pockets nationally that way too, but I think in our communities, it's really been inspiring to see that outpouring. We started this Shop Small Everyday group.
Oh.
And so it's Shop Small Everyday on Facebook.com. And we always host Small Business Saturday every year. That's something that Headwaters has hosted for a long time. And last year we co-hosted it with the BLDC, and then of course the Chamber and Main Street were involved as well. And we saw a record turnout. Like we had people, 300 people that participated and went around and played bingo. And we realized this year we had to pivot. We had to do something to still support our small businesses, but do it safely. So we started this group, and it's Shop Small Every Day. You can find it out on Facebook. There's over 1,000 members since Friday that have joined it. And the outpouring and the support and the rallying behind our small businesses has been incredible. And it's a regional thing. We've included some businesses from Anaconda. We have some businesses from Dillon. We'll have businesses from Ennis, Twin Bridges, Madison. We want to highlight what our region is doing, because our region really, as a whole, is doing really well, and they're supporting their local, their local stores. And so through this, what I've learned is that people want to help. There's a lot of people out there that want to help our small businesses. They want to support them. If we don't support them, we're going to lose them.